Hello, hello, hello. It's Sunday. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
We have some wonderful trailblazers and a mini one in our studio today. But we wanted to first start off with saying hello to everybody. Today is March 3rd. And you're tuning into the Girls Gabbin radio show on Win DC Radio, powered by Go Win Media. I'm Lisa Dove Washington.
And I'm Andrea Riley.
And we're Girls Gabbin, and we thank you again for tuning in and joining us. As you all know, March is Women's History Month.
Yes.
So we get to celebrate women of all genres and all kinds of careers, doing all kinds of wonderful things. But we actually themed this month the wonderment of the woman.
Wow.
Because that's us.
Speaks power.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Speaks power.
And we brought some power today.
We did.
Boom!
Yes.
They are in the house.
All month long, we are going to be talking to women involving history, style, entertainment, business, finance, service, everything. Because we're in all, there's no place that we aren't.
That's
Right.
awesome, Lisa.
We're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Absolutely. And this evening, we're going to be talking to some true trailblazers.
Yes, indeed.
We talk. This is the best way to start off this whole month of March,
Absolutely.
bringing in this kind of power. It's like I've been excited like all week. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna
The energy that we're going to have
Yes.
tonight.
because you all have put your mark on the world in a major way, and the reason that we started this show in the first place was because a lot of people don't know. And I think that is just not a good thing. So it's our job to let people know what your history is, who people are. You don't know who you're talking to sometimes. Sometimes you would talk to them, not know who they talk to, and then they walk away and you miss the whole thing.
Absolutely.
You didn't talk to them long enough to
Absolutely.
find out where they're
Oh,
coming from. Right.
That's right.
Oh,
That's right.
Right. So before we get started on interviewing, because we have someone who's going to be joining us on the phone as well, and we will do all those introductions. But first, we're going to talk a little bit about what's the gab on Girls Gab.
Absolutely. And being as though this is Women's History Month, on What's the Gap tonight, I just want to start by sharing the knowledge of how women's history got started. Because honestly, I didn't know how it originally got started. So it took me to get a little knowledge so I could share with you guys. So it originated as an origin in 1981. And it started off as Women's History Week. So in 1987 is pretty much when they petitioned to make it a month-long process. I mean, a month-long event. So Women's History Month took on the whole month of March, starting in 1997. And then it was continued on by our current presidents and past presidents, Clinton, Bush, Obama, to continue to have proclamations in place to continue to designate this as such. So I just wanted to share that little tidbit of history, just to give us an idea of how this all started. But which leads me into our focus tonight, since we are honoring women paving the way. Today's gab is about Miss Antoinette Tony Harris. This young lady is age 22 and currently an honors student at East Los Angeles Junior College. She received a total of six football scholarship offers.
Wow.
Yes, Antoinette last week signed a letter of intent to play football for Missouri Central Methodist University. She is the first woman, other than the kicker, to sign a letter of intent to play college football on a scholarship under a skilled position, and first female player for the school. But wait, there's more. She also is so good at what she is doing, she has already attracted her favorite NFL team, which is the Seattle Seahawks. The managers, the coaches, they're all excited about what she's doing. I think that is totally awesome. Her journey to this great success has included her growing up in foster care and overcoming her diagnosis of ovarian cancer at age 18.
Wow.
She is also the first in her family to finish high school and attend college. Her goal is to become the first woman to play in the NFL, and if not, to pave a way for another young woman. So I want to say congratulations, Antoinette.
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely.
Good stuff.
Definitely earned a mark in history, and this is a great way to start the month off for Women's History Month.
Absolutely. Now you said that the kicker was also a female
is
as well.
another female. She was about 1987. It was a young lady.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes, I didn't either. I mean, this is just totally awesome. So I wanted to share that little tidbit.
Now
of
that's
history.
going. Now
how we
that's the
start the
definite
month off.
trailblazer. That's gonna change the game, right?
Yeah, that is.
Absolutely,
That's
Pro
absolutely.
sports game.
Yes, football.
And you already talking about an NFL team that's looking to her.
That's looking at
When
it
that
already.
happens, that's gonna be a big deal.
Yeah, that would be a big deal, especially for
A lot of
women.
controversy too.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely,
a lot of controversy.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna come with
Which
that.
I love.
They don't want
That's
to.
bring the attention. That's
They don't-
bring the attention.
They don't want
She
to
said, which I love. So, bring it, bring it
all
all
over
over
it. Absolutely, absolutely. So.
That's wonderful.
Absolutely. So
We are making a mark in
We
ways
are.
that we never. Who would have imagined?
This is our year.
Who
Our
would have
month.
imagined?
Women are doing so much, though.
They really are.
absolutely are.
And actually, when you mentioned something about the Women's History Month, I didn't realize that was as recent
Right.
as it was. I just made the assumption that it was always something in place, but that's really recent.
Right. And I
It
really
is.
did not know the history of it. I mean,
And I remember always celebrating it, but I kind of thought it was always,
just
something you
something
did
that's
like
already
breast
been in
cancer
place
or
for-
whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't realize that 97 wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. 87 to
87.
95. 87, then 1995, a lot of the,
Right.
the Clintons and Bushes and, of course, Obama.
Right, so that
They made
was
sure
when I
Malcolm
was
X stayed in
younger. It was
place,
like
so
there was
yeah.
no such thing, So it
Absolutely.
was like, wow.
So, yes, we rock, ladies.
Well, I guess I ain't had no
rock in
choice.
so
'cause
many
we
ways.
We're showing up in a major way, so it's like,
Absolutely,
okay, well, we ain't got
absolutely.
no choice.
That's it.
So what? So what we're going to do is we have 3 wonderful guests in the house. I should say we have Miss Sylvia Traymore Morrison,
Yes.
and we also have with us Martine Brown,
All right.
and we have calling in Mrs. Millie McGee.
McGee.
Her last name is Morris though. Or does she go by McGee?
Yeah, but mostly her
McGee.
professional name is just
McGee.
Millie McGee.
Okay. Millie's going to be calling in a couple of minutes. So I want to wait till she calls in maybe to give her background.
Okay.
But definitely we can. I just wanted to mention, because we're talking about women, and I wanted to ask you all just a couple of questions till we get Millie to come in. So what are some people who motivated you, and the women who motivated you to start doing what you did? I know sometimes we'll always say our mom or things like that, but what
I actually do have to say my
Right,
mom.
right.
Because my mom was, Mary Lacey Moore King was an entrepreneur.
Okay.
She taught it was 8 of us. And our
Wow.
mother taught piano lessons at home in the basement.
Okay.
She played for churches, funerals, weddings. So she was a true entrepreneur.
So you didn't have no choice.
Right.
It was just in your blood, like.
You know what? I got to insert something right there. As a matter of fact, Mertine's mom played at my mother's funeral.
Yeah, we've been knowing each
Yeah,
other.
we've been on each other for a very long time.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that we got friends in the house, so
Yes.
it's not.
Right, exactly.
There's a history there between the two of them, right?
Yes.
Yeah, since grade school.
Yeah.
So that makes the history
Awesome.
even more, and I was fascinated when we went to the comedy show and the connection that you all had and the history that you all were able to share, at the show. I was just like, I didn't know that, I didn't know. Once she shared what your history was and hers, and that you all were back in the day, how you grew up with your
Yes,
friends,
ma'am.
and you like remember when,
Right.
Yeah.
and to go back that far and say, look, remember when and look what, and you still sitting in the same circles
Yeah, we've
and
been
able to
around
shout
the
each other
country
out.
together.
Yes.
Spelman College,
school
New York.
together.
Spelman,
And you said
yes.
since
We
grade
went-
school?
Yeah.
Awesome.
My cousin,
Awesome.
they were best friends.
Yeah.
Tony Thompson.
We used to sing in a little singing group.
I forgot to, and because and I'm glad you said that because okay. We have a caller coming in.
We do.
Okay, so let's introduce Millie. We'll get on the phone and make sure she's on first.
Millie, are you there? Millie? I have her connected.
So while she's getting her pulled in, I did want to shout out all the Spelman sisters because I also went to Spelman. Yes, so shout out to Spelman sisters. Yes, they produced, okay?
Yes.
Yes, they did.
We're just waiting to see if we can get her pulled back in.
Okay, we're getting ready to pull Millie back in, but we're so excited to just share the table with you all today. I was glad when everybody said this was like the easiest. It was like as soon as I was like, yes. We're just checking you off like, oh, we got them. This is a wonderful start or launch of March, the month of March.
It definitely is.
It really is.
It definitely is.
You think so, Andre?
I do.
Now,
I'm over here trying to get Millie on the line.
Okay.
But I definitely do.
Well, I appreciate that.
Well, maybe what we can do is we can start.
Is this live? I'm just waiting.
Okay, yeah, we'll start, and then when Millie comes in, she can actually join in and listen in, and then we'll start in with her. But why don't we interview Miss Martine Brown? Okay. Now, let me give a little background on Martine. Martine is nationally acclaimed model with 45 years of fashion experience. She is a former, and make sure I pronounce this right,
Wilhelmina. Modeling agencies in New York City.
Yes, she is a former Wilhelmina Models International, hired by Wilhelmina herself.
Yep.
She has worked with Essence Magazine as a fashion stylist and represented talent, designers, models, makeup artists, hair and fashion stylists all across the country through her company, TDG Designs Goldfinger. Just a few years ago, Martine began asking designers for a jumpsuit, and not pleased with the results she was getting, she decided, of course, to do it herself. So she designed her own, and then More Wraps was born.
More Wraps was
wonderful.
Martine is currently a designer in residence with Macy's Fashion Incubator program here in Washington, D.C. And More Wraps is actually a quality, organically wholesome long and short jumpsuit. A dress or gown that can be wrapped in multiple ways. You can do formally, culturally, semi-formal, dressy, business, sexy, casual, and downright funky.
That's correct.
Martine is going to share with us an announcement about the Jobs for Women program, where women affected by domestic violence and returning citizens will learn how to sew and create more wrap. Please welcome Martine Brown.
Thank you.
Welcome, Martine.
You know what? Can I just intercept
Yes,
right
you
here?
can. Yes, you can.
Because I need to let people know. A lot of times, people don't know. Martine came into the modeling industry at a time when black women were not necessarily welcome. So she had to be 3 times better than her counterparts. That's right. So when she was up in New York, Martine, I hope you don't mind me going with this. You know, because I know I was there. I saw your struggle. I saw what you had to go through. I saw what you dealt with. I felt your pain. I knew that you were so determined. She was gorgeous and beautiful and all that other stuff. But like I said, she had to be 3 times better than her counterparts. And I think a lot of times, your resume sounds good now. Oh, you're doing great. You know, you got More Wraps, you do the business, you got the women. You're going to bring out everything. But I need for people to know that she didn't just pop up.
Right.
That girl paid her dues.
Yeah.
She paid her dues. And I'm sorry, I'm coming in, but I got to tell it. She paid dues big time. It. And she struggled. She made it. She started doing magazine covers. Everybody from around the world wanted a piece of that Moore sister.
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to bring that to the forefront.
And
so
we thank you.
No, that's not all of you. That's wonderful what you read, Lisa. But I just want people to know when you say 45 years, you take a black girl who was doing something 45 years. Am I right or wrong, Martine?
Right.
You're doing 45 years ago?
Right.
Oh, she kicked some doors down for a whole lot of women. So
and we say thank you.
I'm honored to be on the show with you.
Absolutely.
Honored.
Yes, it is definitely an honor to have you here.
Yeah, it's exciting. And like Sylvia says, we started modeling, my sisters and I, when we were in high school. You know, we started modeling, putting on fashion shows in the neighborhood and doing events, and then went to New York. And when I first started here in Washington, I went to, it was Hex.
Right.
Gabbin,
Woodward and Lothrop.
And all
Taking
of
over
that.
About Woodward and
Oh, yeah.
No, you too little, you too short. But I would just keep going back. And
That's
Nina
what I mean about
Hyde
her
gave me my
struggle.
first exposure. Nina Hyde, who was a fashion editor of the Washington Post, gave me my first exposure. And then all of the other agencies and newspapers started calling. So I modeled for Saks, all the department stores here. And then I went to Wilhelmina, following my sister Rashida, who was already in New York with Wilhelmina.
Oh,
so
okay.
We had a nice career in New York.
God, they had one picture that the two of them took together that went worldwide. It was like drop dead gorgeous. Oh, I need to be somebody.
Well, and this is why I want, and I'm hoping that young people and adults that are connected to young people really, push these young people to tune in, because they need to know that we were there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know we were there, and they don't see, so this is kind of bringing it, to them. So I hope there's some young people that are tuning in and saying,
Right.
oh, I didn't know that.
Right.
Yeah, that is fascinating.
That's good to know. That
Exactly.
is awesome.
Yeah, and like you
It's
say,
absolutely awesome.
moving forward, we've been working with designers and all of the media, hairstylists, fashion stylists, producing a lot of fashion shows.
Okay.
And my objective, I started in 1980 in representing designers, and in a couple of months' times, I did lots of orders on a few designers, and we couldn't deliver. We couldn't make all of the delivery.
Because it was so much.
Yeah, and at that time, newspaper department stores would take 30 to 60 days to pay, and when you're young,
Right.
and you don't have that kind of money to
Right.
wait 30
To
to,
wait,
60
right.
days to be paid.
Right.
So even fast forward all these years where I'm still representing designers and am a designer myself, we still have that same delivery issue. We can't produce 100 garments. We can't even do 50.
Right.
So my objective is to build a manufacturing facility here.
Okay.
All right.
And we teach returning citizens and women affected by domestic violence how to produce more wrap. If they have any sewing expertise and even want to just learn,
Right.
we can work with you. So
That
that's
is
our
wonderful.
objective, to have a facility up and running within the next few months, 6 months, but
That'd be
Okay.
that's the goal.
Creating job
That's my goal.
opportunities.
We
That
need
is
it.
that is
We do.
wonderful.
And that's creating jobs
Yes,
that we
it
need.
is.
We don't need to ship to overseas, to China or
No, we don't.
Right.
somewhere
There's talent
else
right
making.
here.
We need to produce right here. We can do that.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited to do that, and we also offer more Rapanista home parties where women
I saw that,
can do
yes.
her own thing, and it's not gonna be like a direct marketing thing. You gotta do this much so each month. No, you'll be able to choose what you want from our line, buy it, at a wholesale price.
Right.
Okay.
And then when you're ready to buy more, you buy more. So it won't
Okay.
be you're gonna be competing against
Right.
yourself.
Right.
And that's it.
Rather more you.
Oh yeah.
And how about that's
There's a reason, right.
That's her baby.
More
More
rap.
rap,
Right.
more
Right.
rap,
You know,
more
about-
rap, and more rap. I know that's right.
And also, let me say, if she says she's going to do it,
She's gonna do it.
it's done.
Mm-hmm.
It's a done deal. She's going to do it. That's she's always been like that. She will create a dream and bring it to reality. And I love that about her.
And that's an awesome opportunity that you're presenting, because
Absolutely.
that's needed.
Yes,
Absolutely.
it is. It is.
very
And
much
I
needed.
know that from experience, like you say. All we got is our word. So it's very important that we do what we say we're gonna do.
Right.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you, because with Macy's, how did you get connected with Macy's, the program with Macy's?
I got an email last year from Shaka King. Shaka King works with Macy's, and he had a boutique in D.C.
Okay.
He's a designer, and they were recruiting. It was the second year of the Macy's program. There are 4 Macy's incubators across the country: San Francisco, Philadelphia, Chicago, and here.
Okay.
So I'm one of 5 designers here, and it's been a good experience. They bring in mentors and business opportunities, business people, just helping us. Basically, what I said, get us in a position where we can compete.
Right.
We're just not able to compete like a Donna Karan. We can't compete against these people, but we can compete within our own right. And the
Absolutely.
key is being professional, delivering on time, doing what you say you're going to do. So it's exciting being a part of this Macy. Christine Cropper began this program, and it's exciting.
Yeah,
got
it
some
is.
good things going on. So
I was checking out the website, loving the raps, loving them.
Good.
So what was your attraction to jumpsuit? Because I noticed that it was really that I wanted a jumpsuit, and they just weren't getting this right.
Right, because I've always been looking at something functional.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, something, because I'm busy, so many of us are busy, something you can throw on 2 or 3 times a week and
Dress up or
look
down,
good.
right?
I love one piece.
Right.
Exactly, you know. So
I love
the
jumpsuits,
jumpsuit
right.
came up, and we made our debut at Black Caucus about 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
And that day, 2 women bought 2 more wraps. So I'm
Nice.
like, we on the right track.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
because literally you can wrap it so many ways. You can stuff it in from the front, from the back. In the summertime, tie the sleeves around. You made a halter.
Right.
Got the opening, so you don't have to unwrap everything to go to the bathroom.
That is a good thing. That is a good
Right,
thing
and I
too.
wear more wrap every day. I wear one, either a dress, a gown, or a jumpsuit.
A jumpsuit.
I
Yes,
wear
let's see
one
if we
every
can get
day.
this.
And so yeah, I have on a dress today. So this is the more wrap dress, and literally it can be wrapped so many ways. We make them whatever color, different colors, different lengths, different. It's all one size.
Okay.
And we make 4-figure for
Right.
if someone wants it bigger. But it's so exciting. To
Love it.
Wonderful.
And you are wearing it.
I got the boots on with it and everything.
Absolutely.
Everything.
We love it, love it, love it.
Absolutely.
And there's a whole lot of young people that are interested in fashion.
Yes.
And this is a good way to kind of teach them.
That's a very good way.
Because then there's some other different kind of, fashion out there that we're like, okay, we need to put that back in the closet. But this is good because it shows them what sells, what's really fashion as opposed to the pajamas and,
like she said,
and
it's
the grocery
functional.
store kind of thing.
That's the biggest thing.
That's the
For all
key,
ages,
function.
it's
And
functional.
then they can still show their neighbor. You know,
Right.
when the little young girls put it on, they know how to wrap it. Every model that puts it on wraps are different. So,
Okay.
I mean, even now, today, I'll put it on. I'm like, oh my goodness, I never wore it like
Figure
this.
figure
You
out a
know,
different
it's
way.
always unfolding, so it's real exciting.
Yeah, I like
That's
that.
awesome.
So how did you? Is that the concept you had, or did you go through some things?
That was
and
the
then-
concept,
Okay.
but something functional. You know, I mean, God gave me the idea.
Right.
You know, so it's back more than what I imagined.
Right.
But I'm excited.
And again, you've been doing the wraps for how long?
Yeah, about 5 years.
It's 5
I guess.
years.
Yeah,
Okay.
more
Okay.
rap now.
Okay.
All
So
right. Yeah,
I
look at
heard,
her.
and I'm thinking at the show where we were at. Who did you model with that kids maybe will recognize their names and things like that? Because you were with the big timers.
Yeah, I modeled here. I mostly produce shows here.
Okay.
Produced a lot of shows here for different organizations.
Mm-hmm.
And in New York, I modeled for J.C. Penney.
Okay. New
yeah,
York was a place
catalog.
to be. too.
Yeah, it was fun.
Right.
New
Any
York.
particular models that are familiar to the
Yeah,
kids
when I was
nowadays?
in New York, in B. Smith.
Okay.
Deb
yeah.
Smith, who,
Bless her heart.
is going through her drama right now. But, yeah, she was one of the models we worked with. Iman.
Okay.
Okay.
Iman.
Right.
We trying to pull it out of it.
Right. Yeah, even
I was like nudging her a little
right.
bit. She's humble, right?
Iman introduced me to a lot of things in New York.
Say real talk.
Yeah, Beverly Johnson
Okay.
around the same time. Yeah,
Beverly.
and Debbie and Janice Dickerson.
Okay.
Yeah, that's hot
yeah,
though.
so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because those are names they'll recognize and say,
Definitely.
what?
Right.
So proud of
We were
her
there.
team.
I don't know.
Oh my
Every
God.
right to be. Every right to be.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
yeah.
Totally
So
awesome.
it's been great, and we still train young girls who want to model, and we'll be producing shows where I have a lot of ideas and concepts still unrealized,
I
so
know,
I'm
that's
looking
right.
forward to it.
Wonderful.
Well, please let everybody know how to get in touch with you. And actually, we want to know how we'll find out when the next upcoming shows are coming up so
Okay.
we can attend and get some more raps and all that good stuff, right?
We're morerap.com, MOOREWRAP. Morerap.com. Feel free to phone me, 202-460-4653. But morerap.com. You can't miss us with that.
And are you on Facebook?
Yeah, we're on
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest.
Okay.
So yeah, just morerap.com.
On everything.
Yes, it
Okay.
comes right up.
Makes it easy.
Well, this was an honor.
And very much
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So much.
Yes,
you.
yes.
And we're going to
so
keep the
much.
ball rolling where you're
I
able
am.
to.
I think I need to step out and get a little assistance with it because I don't
Okay.
think she can hear us still.
She
She's
can't hear
on.
us?
It's on, but I don't think she can hear us.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So do you think we want to go on to Sylvia?
Absolutely.
Or, okay.
I'll keep the ball rolling.
Okay. Sylvia,
Yes.
I think
yes.
you're up.
All
Okay,
right.
so while Andrea is pulling in Millie for us, we're going to keep the ball rolling, and Millie's going to join us, and you all are not going anywhere because we're not going to let you. So we're going to actually introduce Sylvia, and I want to share just a little bit about Sylvia because Sylvia and I, actually met on the Sean Mason Smith show. Because
Yes, we
you were doing an interview and she let me tag along. And that's when I first met Sean and I first met you in person because
Right.
we had talked on
Right.
Facebook. So this is kind of a reunion kind of thing. And I was totally excited when I was like, oh, I have to have Sylvia on here because
sweet.
you're just really a support to everybody and everything that's going on. So it's your turn to shine. And this year has
Yes,
been,
it is.
actually next year leading into this year has been really busy for you. So let me introduce Sylvia Traymore Morrison. She's a native of Washington, D.C., and she's actually the first African-American female impressionist in the country.
That's right.
She was one of the first solo artists to tour and open with Whitney Houston
Yes.
in over 20 major U.S. cities. Her talents were recognized by the iconic Red Fox, and she signed her first management deal.
Yes.
In addition to those wonderful achievements, Sylvia was invited to roast the champ, Muhammad Ali, at the legendary Apollo Theater, replacing Richard Pryor.
Oh, my.
All right.
Come on
Okay.
now. Powerhouse.
As a result of that, she was actually offered a position as an associate writer for one of America's longest running TV shows, Saturday Night Live.
All right.
Okay. Sylvia has worked with talents like Jay Leno, David Letterman, Garrett Morris, Gladys Knight, Shaka Khan. The list was going on and on and on. I was running out of paper. So a whole lot of people.
lot of
Okay.
people.
Yeah.
Sylvia has 2 books that she will tell us about, share us a little bit about, and she is the proud mother of 2 daughters, Jasmine and Michelle.
My girl.
Please welcome Sylvia.
All
Traynor.
right, Sylvia.
right.
Yes.
I be wanting to meet me.
Yes. You just so, honey.
So, for people that don't know, I'm a comedian, so I might say some wild stuff. But I also do impressions, and I'm absolutely delighted to be here. Now, as you were reading that, I couldn't help but reflect on the fact that Mertine was there. A lot
That's
of
right.
what
That's
she
right.
was with me the first night I went to Saturday night. I went
That
to
is
NBC.
so cool.
Yeah.
NBC,
That's
she,
right.
she
We were
was
hanging
there.
out.
Her sister, our girlfriend Sheba, who we lost a
Yeah,
few years
yeah.
ago.
That is so
And,
cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
invited them over to NBC. We
Amazing.
went backstage and
Okay.
No, that's
Showed
right.
out, huh?
you know, because I don't have any pictures or any references to Saturday Night Live, people used to question my career before all these new pictures. I just posted the other day a picture of me and Whitney Houston, and her friend Robin, and so I'm waiting for the tapes. Whitney had our show taped every night, every single night. So I know they're out there.
Right.
And I want to find the one that we did in Canada. But I was saying that Mertine was actually present. So it's like a blessing to have her
It
sitting
is.
here to say, I remember.
This is a cool
Yeah.
reunion
Yeah.
then,
Yeah,
right?
it is. Oh, yeah.
It's like
Oh,
it
yeah.
is. You know,
So we
it's
brought
like she
y'all
was
together
there.
on the
That's
same
it.
platform
Isn't that
to share the same
Same
history in
my
different
God.
lanes.
Yeah, so
How awesome is
Mertine,
that?
Awesome.
she was there for the Muhammad Ali roast. Remember Garrett Morrison came and told me after the daggone roast, he said, you got to meet my boss, Lauren Michaels, who
Look
was
at that.
at the time the executive producer for Saturday Night Live, and still to this day is the executive producer.
Wonderful.
And he took me over to NBC offices. They sent a limousine for me. I didn't even
I
know
know
how.
that's
Right.
They sent a limousine.
I know
my
that's right.
God, I'd never even seen the inside of a limousine. So, I mean, to be a guest
Right.
in one.
Right.
They sent a long one, a stretch one too. Like NBC.
because you deserved it.
I didn't
That's
know it, but
right.
you know what, Lisa? I did not know at the time the magnitude
Right.
of what was taking place. And I tell kids nowadays, the young comics that are coming up, and I apologize for calling them kids, but I've been doing this for 50 years. I'm celebrating 50 years this year. So if you've been doing comedy for 3 years, you know, it's like it's a respectful word I use to kids.
Absolutely.
It's like I tell them, you are creating your own history now. It's like I bet you Mertine, when she was in her modeling in New York, you didn't realize that you were kicking doors open for her. We didn't know
what you wanted to do.
We just did what we had to do in order to make it happen. So when I went to Saturday Night Live, they were 4 years old. So they weren't really
brand new.
Yeah, they didn't know about no iconic Saturday Night Live like that. You know, John Belushi, Jane Curtin, and Gilda Radner, and Dan Aykroyd. Those were the original crew. I didn't know it was that big of a deal. I didn't know it was a big deal to sign a contract with Red Fox.
Yeah, you are a big deal.
I did not know that. And there I am standing there, Muhammad Ali sitting right there, and I'm roasting. I'm roasting his roast, and I just learned this past year in 2018, that I'm the first female that's ever hosted a roast.
Wow.
Really?
No, people have been on the roast, and they've been roasters, but they've never actually hosted it.
Wow.
And I'm like,
that is phenomenal.
You are a
That
big
is
deal.
phenomenal.
I'm like, oh my God, I can get my little purse. I'm going to add that to it.
That's right. That's right.
Yes,
That's
I
right.
am. So it's been quite a journey, and it still is a journey. It's almost like, I was thinking the other day, and I said, it's amazing how these opportunities come up, because their opportunities are like, people don't even
know about.
I was just invited to have dinner with 2 princesses from the Republic of Ghana. They wanted me to come and have dinner. I'm like, what? I don't know how to say Your Excellency. I don't know how to do all that stuff.
They'll show you when you get
Right.
there.
Okay. You know, oh, God. And the end of March, I am hosting at the beautiful Mandalay Bay Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yes,
I'm going to be hosting
that.
the Play Awards.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And Mertine, I know you're going to be proud of me for this. For the first time in my life, in my entire career, I'm on the front cover of 2 magazines for the April issues. Copa Style magazine and the Play Award magazine.
Wow.
Wonderful.
So they're in stores, I've never
Congratulations.
You deserve it.
This has been an amazing year already, and we're only in March.
Right.
Yes, that's
So
right.
you got a lot of shine to keep you
I'm doing an interview with the Washington Post on Tuesday.
Okay.
They're doing a
Great.
story with a
Great.
little story.
Yes.
We got our
I
first.
said little story.
Yeah.
That's a big
It
It's unbelievable
That's a
story.
big
your
story.
We can always,
So-
we can write in our little thing after she was on Girls Game.
Right.
We're going to take our little.
We had her first.
Right.
That's right.
You know, when I
That's
think
right.
about the fact that Whitney Houston was the biggest thing in the industry
Yeah.
at the time she took me out on the road. The biggest thing. She was like the Beyonce of her day.
Right.
You know, she was, everything she touched turned to gold.
Right.
Grammys, American Music Awards,
Right.
and she was at the Warner Theater and didn't have an opening act. And they called me and asked me if I could come down to the Warner.
Okay,
Just God just has given me some situations
Yes.
just like
Right. And last minute.
at the last minute.
Because that's when she was available.
Right.
And I went on, and Whitney came to me after the show, because if you read, I just posted the Washington Post. They did a review. Mike Joyce, who doesn't give anybody any accolades, he did this was in 1986. He did the review, and it brought tears to my eyes when he wrote about what he wrote about me, because I was like, really, you know what I mean? Just I'm almost in tears thinking about it now. That was quite a few years ago. But after the show, I got like 3 standing ovations, and Whitney got like 5. You know, so it was a good show. It was the buck, 'cause she was Whitney Houston.
Absolutely.
She came up to me after church. She said, "Hey Sylvia,
That's how she said.
when I go on the road,
She is
girl, I'm gonna take you with me. I'm gonna take you with me. Y'all take you with me." And yeah, right. Whitney Houston gonna take me on the road. Nobody knows me. I don't have any records. I don't have nothing. At the time we had little tapes. You know, your little, what you call them little tapes that they don't even do that.
The
Not
cassette
8-track, cassette tape. I ain't had no cassette tapes, but none of that. I was just me, just doing impressions and comedy. And she said she would do it, and I'm telling you, they didn't take me at first. They got a white guy who used to be on, who won Star Search.
Okay.
The show Star Search.
Okay.
And evidently, whatever happened, it didn't work out. And she said, "I want Sylvia. I've been telling y'all I want Sylvia on my tour."
That's major.
And they called me up, and she said, "Can you meet me in Long Island, New York tonight.
my God.
I ain't have $1. I ain't even have 50
But I'm
cents.
going,
She said,
right.
yeah, I'm
Right,
going there.
I'll be there.
That's
Yeah.
my way to New York.
I know
And
that's
she
right.
didn't let me go after that. And people kept trying to, management and people were saying, you can put another act. She said, I don't need another act. Sylvia's opening, I'm closing. That's all we need. And I appreciate that. I appreciate, that was a big deal.
Yes.
For Whitney Houston.
Absolutely.
She didn't even want nobody else on the show. So it spoke for me for my confidence.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It put me down. I already had Red Fox had stamped me, Muhammad Ali had stamped me, Dick Gregory had stamped me, Saturday Night Live had stamped me. Now I got Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
So I must be okay.
That's right.
I must be.
A little bit.
I was a little bit.
A little bit of light,
A
right?
little bit light, okay?
Yeah, a little bit.
So that it was like God just blessed me for the rest of my life to know that no matter what,
That's right.
look who you had
Absolutely.
That's right.
That is phenomenal.
putting their stamp on you, saying Sylvia can go. She can
And
go.
now we get to say that about
Absolutely.
look who we had.
Yeah,
We had Martine, we
And-
got Sylvia. I mean, talk
Yeah.
about a powerhouse show. This is like, I'm speechless, really, because I mean, this is what even when Sharon was on the show about synergy and what it's all about, and keep pushing that out, because the more you spread the news, the more people know, and they don't realize, and you might not even have known, but there were people that were sitting around you that knew what they were sitting on, and that's why you got there.
That's it.
I mean, the
That's it.
talent in
That's
this
it.
room is like
Amazing.
just
Yes.
trailblazers.
Oh,
I couldn't think of another word at the
Yeah,
time,
that's
but
the
that's
good word.
that's what you
word.
did, because you opened up the doors and you just paved the way. So some of these kids don't even know, the struggles that you all went through to get where you are, and why it's so easy for them compared to what you went through.
Right.
As a matter of fact, your initial question tonight, when you said who influenced you, it's like people always say, well, who did you, look to? And I said, there was nobody.
Right.
There was
Okay,
nobody for
right.
me to say I liked. The only woman who did comedy when I started doing comedy was Moms Mabley.
Okay.
And Moms Mabley died in 1975. And by that time, I was looking at 10 years in the business already. Never got paid. I never got $1. The only time I started getting paid, I went to Europe to entertain the American troops as I was a contestant in the Miss Black America contest. I tied for first place with a girl by the name of Bernadette Stannis, who happened to be
Yes.
and she announced it. They had the current Miss Black America pageant on, and she and I had done a commercial together for the Miss Black America pageant, and she announced it while I wasn't even on the air with her. That we were.
Telling you.
Yeah, it was like, and that night is the night she got the card so that she could go in and audition for Thelma. And they sent me.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, girl, you was rolling.
Y'all was all rolling.
Doing some things. So my
That is
influence,
wonderful.
I didn't have anybody. I always rolled by myself. I had no girlfriends to call up and say, you want to do some time down on so-and-so's mic? Or there was nobody I could call and say, how did I do? No girlfriends. Because black women just weren't doing comedy at the time. They just weren't. It was Moms Mabley and Sylvia.
Right.
That was us too. And she did comedy, and here's something really crazy, and you're gonna love this.
Okay, let me hear it. Come on.
My first house I purchased in Washington D.C. was at 1704 First Street, cat corner from Moms Mabley. Now, how crazy is that?
Isn't that something?
She and I lived across the street. The first black female comedian and the first black female comedic impressionist.
That was
across the street.
That was
from me.
energy traveling.
Yeah, she was right. She was. I think
that was it. And you set the pace from there.
Yeah.
You did. You
So when
absolutely
we
did.
talk about that's why somebody like Martine when they're around, because Martine's real humble. She's a humble, she's a good soul. Everything about her is she's just a good person on the inside, and she don't brag. You hear me, I go, yeah, well, I'm Muhammad Ali. I had Richard Pryor. Martine's.
We don't brag for Martine.
So it's like when I'm around her, which isn't often, and people ask her questions about her history, I jump in because Martine ain't gonna tell it the way.
Right.
She'll tell it if you ask her, but I mean, I'm gonna volunteer everything.
I know that's right.
I'm gonna let them know she's been the same size. It's just she was like,
which is
12
like
years old.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Now she makes me lose
We
weight every time I
always-
see her. I go exercise. I'm like, oh God.
We all wish, yes.
And she's always just been a beautiful person, always wanting to help somebody. That's why I know when she says that that's what they're going to try to bring here to DC, trust and believe me, she's working on that.
Absolutely.
And don't even let me bring a husband in on it.
We
They support each other.
Yes.
They support each other unlike anything you've ever seen. It's like it's like
I saw
so
that energy on
That is
Valentine's
awesome.
Day.
Oh, did you really?
I saw because they shared the table with my husband and I, and we had some funny things happen at the table, but you were hilarious.
Y'all had a good time with them?
We did accidentally.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was
Russell
like
did.
the
Russell.
conversation was just some things were happening back there, and he was just laughing, and I could feel the energy, the support. That's why I said we're gonna grab
is
him
awesome.
in June.
Oh,
'cause,
dude.
And
He's
it
got
was
a
so
story.
funny, Sylvia, while we were watching you, because the show was awesome.
Oh, thank
So
you.
when we
Yes.
got there, Roach was so hungry, and Lisa had ordered this pizza. He's like, "Can you give me one of your slices of pizza?" He cannot wait.
He sure did.
How you doing? What can I get a slice?
He pulled out his plate and he was like, "You're not gonna eat all of that." And
Oh,
then
my
he
God,
was like,
that
"That
is
pizza."
funny.
I think about 5 times he said, "That pizza smells good." And then he
And would
said,
nobody pick it up? Would
"Well,
nobody
I
pick
offered
it
it to him, but then first they said no, and then he said, "You know what? I think I will have a piece of pizza." And I said,
And the
"Absolutely."
food is good there.
It was.
food
The
is
pizza was
good.
delicious.
What was the
And you
location?
guys got to come back down there.
You there every
Yes,
week
'cause I was
on
gonna,
Thursday.
I was going to tell you to tell him about your. Were we able to
Yeah.
bring Millie?
Millie? Her line is on, but I'm not sure if it's her end or ours. I do apologize. Try turn that speaker on in front of you if you don't mind.
Turn it on.
Is it on? The little knob?
I don't see the knob.
Is there a knob on that one?
Mm-mm.
Okay, because I turned this one all the way up.
Yeah,
Why
we're
y'all
definitely
fixing
gonna have
that?
to bring her back if she's not on the day,
Definitely.
because she is truly the black relative of J. Edgar Hoover.
That's so
Yeah, and
proud.
why-
ran the FBI
Wow.
for
And since we
50
couldn't get her,
years.
why don't we? Because we want you to and we want you to get in some about her book, and because I did watch her on she was Great
Day
Washington.
Washington.
Great Day Washington.
Yeah, that
You can
was
give us a
awesome.
little background on Millie, and we'll definitely bring her back.
Yeah,
but first,
definitely.
before we let her share about Millie, you tell us how we can get in touch with you and your new you got a new show that you host every Thursday.
Every Thursday, yeah.
Where can they find? Because we need to be able to get in touch, and we definitely want to bring y'all back.
Well, I do want to say this to your audience. April 7th, DC is honoring me as a living legend in Washington at the Ivy City Smokehouse.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
we
going to be there. So
wonderful.
I think
Wow.
tickets are going on sale this week.
Okay.
Coming. Yeah, this week coming.
Okay.
And so I want all of my friends in
yeah.
DC and people who aren't from my friends, you just guys,
We'll be
just
there.
come on, you can come.
I
on.
know that's
It's
right.
like we're gonna be there.
We'll be
I'm
there.
excited. April 7th at the Ivy City Smokehouse. And I'm every Thursday. I have never had a comedy room to host. I used to go to do comedy in New York at a place called Catch a Rising Star where Jerry Seinfeld was the host, and he did such a great before he even did, all these people before they even got famous. You know,
You
were
was
just-
like, I
we
knew
were-
it. Yeah.
Oh God, they
We was chatting.
so a group came to me and asked me if they could use my brand and use me to host the show because they said, so many comics and you can, you're good
Bring
on
'em in
stage.
and-
And I said, okay, and it's been phenomenal.
Yes.
I can't tell you guys how many people from across the country, comedians who have contacted me saying, we've heard about your room, we want to come. And I think everybody that comes there, and Andrea, we would love for you to come down
I'm definitely
one
coming.
Thursday. It's a nice atmosphere. It's a grown and sexy. It's a very grown and sexy atmosphere that, that not that anything's wrong with the non-grown and sexy atmosphere, but we want to. What I told them, if I was going to do it, I had to have an atmosphere where I could invite people, the grown people, 35, 45, 55, in that neighborhood, so that they could. And I said the kids can come. The millennials, they can come to take the weed, around the corner. So the grown folks can come in and not be high when they come in the door, because
They don't come in the door with it,
I'll be
but-
having that weed be smelling so good sometimes. I don't smoke. I don't even know if I smoke or not. I feel like I smoke. Like, dang, that was
goodness.
So that's Thursday nights. We get
Okay.
started around 7:30. It's 425 I Street, Northwest Washington, D.C. If you want to go to Vegas with me, let me know. I've got all the information.
Ooh, don't tease
When
us.
you going
Hotel,
to Vegas?
30th and 31st of March.
Don't
That's
tease us.
fabulous. What's the name of the club on Thursday night?
It's Alba Osteria. And let Robin Montague say she used 7 minutes this past week changing the name of the club. We all cried. Everybody, she said, "Welcome to Alabama."
Oh my God.
When I tell you that daggone Robin Montague was off the chain, she was crazy. And I want to thank Gogo Earl and Lee Gringuito for partnering with me to do this. It's a brand new place. People love it.
We loved it. Yes.
Yeah,
Packed house last week.
Yes.
We couldn't even get. It's like each week it gets stronger and stronger because the word is getting.
Can I interrupt you for
Yes,
a moment?
you
Because
can.
I do have Millie on my phone.
Okay.
She's saying she wants to go to Las Vegas.
Oh
Yeah.
So I'm on the line. She can hear
I love
us.
Millie.
She can hear us.
She can hear everything we're saying.
Okay, well,
I
since we can't get
apologize.
her voice in, though, we want Martine to kind of, since you are her
Publicist.
her publicist.
Yes.
So perfectly, you can share with us, her book and some of the things she was talking about on the news the other day. But she's also a powerhouse. So
She is.
share with us a little bit about Millie.
Okay, Millie McGee. I met Millie McGee, as a matter of fact. I was producing Reverend Dr. Barbara Reynolds' radio show on XM Satellite. And she was coming to town with her husband for a medical convention. And when I learned that here's a little black
Martine,
girl.
see, y'all, she didn't even tell us that. See, that's how Martine do. She'll spring something in on you. You go, what you say?
Right.
What? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right? So Millie was coming to town, and when we found out, here's a little black girl who, when she was 10 years old, found out J. Edgar Hoover was a relative. He passed for white. J. Edgar Hoover is a black man who ran the FBI for 50 years.
Wow.
He was a black man. He vilified Martin Luther King Jr., the Black Panthers, because he hated himself so much, and in turn hated us. But when she was 10 years old, she ran home from school one day and said, "Oh, Big Daddy," what she called her grandfather. They were talking about J. Edgar Hoover today in school. I want to let everybody know he's my relative. She was like, no. Her granddad said, no, you can't tell anybody that, or we will be burned up in our beds. So imagine you 10 years old and your grandfather saying that to you, and she just froze up.
Yeah.
She just kept it to herself.
Because these young people don't know that went on back then. I had some family
Exactly.
members who crossed
so
over.
many of us
Yes.
passed for white.
And they don't realize that.
Look at the colors we are.
Right.
Absolutely.
We've always been raped, and we ain't even got to talk about the whole slavery thing and after slavery. But Millie, all these years, kept that to herself, and as she got older, she didn't even learn to read until she was much older. And today, she produces books for other people, publishes other people's books, loves children, has so many programs for children. But her story, she actually did the research, went to Utah where all of the genealogy records are. I mean, I've been with her. We've been in Mississippi, all over the South, actually researching her family history. White people, white relatives who live in Seattle contacted her and said, "You're telling the truth. It's true. Here's more information."
Wow.
So she's gotten a lot of support, and her story is just amazing.
Yeah, actually,
Amazing.
what I can do is I did pull her bio and share a little bit about Millie. She's a multi-entrepreneur, successful publisher, author, mentor, inspirational speaker, educator, and philanthropist.
Yes.
That didn't come out. Mrs. Morris she was born in a small plantation town called Macomb, Mississippi.
Macomb, Mississippi. Right next to New Orleans.
Right.
Is it?
Yes, real close.
And she was actually the third of 10 children to Reverend Williams and Alberta McGee. As early as the age of 12, Millie was teaching local girls, a local group of girls, how to believe in themselves and work towards their dreams. And she further used those skills in 1984 with the friend, I think Cynthia Stewart, that helped her, with her skills, and she established Talented Achievers Educational Program.
That's right.
Because Millie didn't learn what you mentioned, how to read until the age of 43, Millie became a fierce advocate of literacy education for adolescents, adults, and seniors. In 2008, she created and operates New Writers in Action. And 2010, she founded the Mentor Traveler Program. And she has many literary works and is currently working on her 6th book, which is Down But Not Done.
All right.
She's a proud wife, mother, and grandmother, and she's another trailblazer who
She is.
Yes.
Yeah. And next weekend, Saturday and Friday, she's in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay.
With the Genealogy Society brought her there. I think it's African American.
Okay.
But yeah, she'll be there, and she tours the country. So, and I'm a publicist, so you can reach her through me, and
so we got
we'll be
with
doing
one.
a whole lot of things.
We got 2 with 1 with you.
Yeah.
So Millie, we sorry we couldn't get you on, but we'll definitely have you back, all of you all back.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because and how can we get in touch with Millie?
Her website is Millie MILLIE McGee MCGHEE Morris MORRIS.com. MillieMcGeeMorris.com.
And if I can interrupt, Millie just said 21 years of family research to find her roots.
Yeah.
I wanted to add that.
Yeah.
And she wants to come to the show in person.
Absolutely.
So we definitely have her.
We would love it.
Yeah.
So we have to, when Millie can come, you let us know.
Okay.
And then
we'll do it
bring
again.
y'all all back.
We're going to bring it
Because-
all back.
I mean, we
Wow.
couldn't, because we couldn't get all the history in 1 hour
Absolutely,
anyway. We really
Right.
couldn't.
Yeah, because I probably would have took up the whole thing. Bertie would say, Bunny. She might pull my coat there. She humble.
So we just say extend the show.
This girl has so much talent, Sylvia. I mean, like I said, I've been on her since we were teenagers.
Yeah.
And great talent. I mean, it's amazing. All
Thank
the
you,
all the
Martine.
impressions you can do.
I know. Are you
mean,
going to give us
You gonna give us a
you
little
give us
taste?
few?
But leave us with something.
I know. Look, I haven't been able to kind of see what they were saying, but you need to give us who y'all want to hear. Look, who y'all want to hear?
Well, okay, wait a minute.
What she want to share?
Who y'all want to see her?
I had to,
impersonate?
y'all excuse me, I had to eat a couple minutes because my little breath was getting a little hotter.
Oh, was it?
You know, but
Okay.
anyway,
But
I was Thursday night at the comedy show. I laughed at myself because I was doing Dionne Warwick. And I said, there are 3 things Dionne is going to do. Dionne's going to do 3 things. One, she's going to breathe.
Right.
Then she's going to sing.
See what they want to see.
And then she's going to fall asleep.
Oh.
While she's singing.
While she's
Now, that's
smoking a
bad.
cigarette?
How you
Oh,
gonna
my
sing
goodness.
while
You
you
know what?
sleep?
Oh my.
What? What happened? What?
Okay, so I'm trying to
is
see
it.
y'all. Somebody hit me up. Who do y'all want to? Who do
Sing
you all
and
want to
sleep.
see Sylvia impersonate? But you,
And Anita Baker, she gonna sing and cry at the same time. Oh, she gonna sing and cry. It's a lot of these
Okay,
singers
so
out
we-
here doing some stuff.
so you gotta
Y'all
do
go-
her then.
Okay, you gotta do
You
somebody.
gotta do
Come
her
on,
then.
man. Give us a little
You
something.
did a little of Whitney, but let's do. And you know what? One of my favorites is Whoopi.
Oh.
Yes. So
Okay,
look,
okay.
let me see.
Let's do this. Let's do this because I was on The View this morning, and I had an epiphany. That we were going to be here tonight with the Gabbin. We were going to be gabbing with the girls. I did. I had an epiphany, and sure enough, here we are. We're gabbing. And I love the whole name of this whole concept, this whole show. You know, it's like, okay, Dionne, just give me a second. I'm going to let you go. You can't even be on the radio and just do your thing without
We got a
somebody
full
else
house.
wanting to
That's
take the
right.
mic.
Oh my gosh.
So, okay, folks. So here she is. We're going to bring, that's not gray hair. That's the light shining on my head. It's a little bit of
Well, I got the same highlight. So you
I was in a picture the other day. The lady posted. I called up. I said, "Could you take that picture down right now, please?"
Because of the gray hair.
No, it was just. It looked like I was a Cleon. What do you?
Oh my goodness.
I'm on the TV. I'm on from the TV show Star Trek. All I had to do
I know exactly
was
what you
start talking like one of the click.
Oh my goodness. We wasn't ready.
Oh my God! No, but no, Anita Baker.
Somebody wants Michelle Obama.
Oh.
Well, they'd have to see her.
Yeah, they have. I think you have to see Michelle.
Yeah, you gotta come. You gotta come to the
does a
show.
good- But Dion before, because you know we got a full house in here tonight.
Yes.
So we had Whoopi and now Dion before, because Dion's gonna get in her feelings if you don't.
Yeah, Dion gonna have a
Okay.
fit.
You better
Dion
say
was
hi
ready
to
to
the
fight.
people.
You told her you be.
You know what?
Give her
Dion Whitney's aunt. And that,
Right.
You ain't
I'm
never
gonna tell y'all
lied.
this now. The first night I was on the road with Whitney,
Uh-huh.
I heard all this commotion outside the door, and I was like, "What is that?" So I peeped through the peephole, being nosy. You know, I was on the road with Whitney Houston. Oh my God. And it was Whitney Houston out in the hallway, but I couldn't really see. You know how you peep through the peephole? You can't really see what you need to see, and the bodies moving all around.
Oh my God.
And I said,
Oh,
"What
wait
in
a
the
minute.
world?" So I went and got the ice bucket because I needed to see.
It was going
Right.
But you had to have an
Ice
excuse to
I'm
go
from
outside.
DC. We know how to make things happen. Shoot, I got that ice bucket. I opened up the door, and Whitney was down on the ground beating this girl. I mean, she was like,
Oh my goodness.
You ain't gonna be bringing no drugs on my tour." You know, it was her first. It was like
Wow.
she wasn't even doing drugs then. You know, so she was not gonna let anything interrupt her national tour.
Right.
And she looked up at me. She said, "Excuse me, I'm just taking care of business." What I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but anyway, I was
Right.
like, "Oh my God, I ain't even want no ice. I had to go get the ice.
I don't even need
was
an
like,
excuse,
oh
but
my
you know what?
God, that was like Jesus Christ."
Oh,
But
my
anyway,
goodness.
so Dion is her aunt. So
Right.
she wasn't
Right.
playing with Whoopi Goldberg, but
Right.
Dion, you can come on.
We're gonna let Dion send us on home on Girls Gabbin, because otherwise she gonna be looking for us, Andrea.
We do not want that.
And
kind
she
of
got to
problem.
be, I wish you could see her.
They can actually see
Oh, okay. Cool.
Y'all look.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very, very much. I'd like to sing a song that makes me happy
got
whenever
the
I
nose
sing it. And Sylvia keeps saying that I breathe, I sing, and then I go to sleep, and sing and go to sleep. So here's one of my favorite songs.
That's breathing.
She got the nose up, Joe.
I don't do this. I do my impressions, okay? I do them, okay? What do you get when you fall in love? Only get lies that pain and sorrow. So for at least I do.
That's it. You know what?
I'm falling
That is
asleep.
Tomorrow I'll never fall in love again.
Oh my goodness.
I never fall in love again.
Oh my goodness. Thank you all so much. We're
Oh,
gonna
my
say
gosh.
goodbye, Andrea. Let them know.
Ooh, I don't know after all that. We want to thank you both so
it was
much.
great.
Definitely are trailblazers. I mean, I'm just at awe with everything. You are setting the pace for, and you continue to set the pace, and I love it.
Thank you. When I come back, I'm going to do my impression of you, and I'm going to do my impression of you.
Oh,
When
my.
we come back,
right.
we're going to
Okay.
see this
And
impression.
Martine, I can't wait to see.
Well,
what
let
this
them know how
impression
they
will
can.
We need
So
to
you
do a
definitely-
live audience next time.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, but I see how she.
You know what?
I'm a publicist.
You can reach us
And a
at
promoter.
girlsgabbin.com as far as our website. And on Instagram and Facebook, we're Girls Gabbin. And of course, you can always reach Lisa and I independently on our own pages. Thank you all so much for being on Girls Gabbin. We love our listeners.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Thank you all. Thank you
So
all.
thank you all very much.
And see you next
Thank you.
Sunday
See
at
you next
7
Sunday.
p.m.
I see y'all.
All right.
We'll be seeing Martine. We're going to see him.
Yeah.